In a far kingdom long ago, there lived a poor miller whose greatest treasure was his only daughter. The miller was proud of her beauty, and she was as wise as she was beautiful. The miller could not help boasting about his daughter, and one day he told the king that his daughter could spin gold out of straw. It was well known that the king loved gold, and when he heard the miller's boast, he ordered the girl to be brought before him. Directly the miller's daughter arrived at court, the king led her to a room stuffed full with straw from floor to ceiling. "All this straw must be spun into gold before morning, as you value your life," the king commanded sternly. The miller's daughter knew it was a hopeless task. As she sat lamenting, a voice said, "Good day to you. What are you weeping for?" And there stood a tiny little man. "Alas," she replied, "I must spin all this straw into gold, and I do not know how." "What will you give me to do it for you?" "My necklace," replied the maiden. The little man agreed and sat himself down at the wheel. By the morning, the work was done and the gold was spun. When the king saw what had been done, he was very pleased. But he was greedy and wanted still more gold, and he led the poor miller's daughter to a bigger room and commanded once again that all the straw be spun into gold by morning. The miller's daughter sat down to weep. And again the little old man came to ask her, "What will you give me to do your task?" "The ring on my finger," she replied. So her little friend began to work. In the morning, all was finished. There was more gold than before. The king was delighted to see all this glittering treasure. But still he was not satisfied and took the miller's daughter to an even bigger room and said, "All this must be spun tonight, and if you succeed, you shall be my queen." As soon as she was alone, the dwarf said, "What will you give me to spin gold for you this third time?" "I have nothing left," said she. "Then promise me your first child when you're a queen." "That may never be," thought the miller's daughter. But as she knew no other way to get her task done, she promised him what he asked. Once more the little man spun the whole heap of straw to gold and quietly went away. When the king came in the morning, he found all the gold he desired. He married the miller's daughter and made her his queen. There was great rejoicing at the birth of the first royal child, and no one was more happy than the queen. By this time, she had forgotten the little man and her promise, until one day he came and reminded her of it. The queen was deeply grieved, and she offered the little man all the treasures of her kingdom rather than part with her baby. But in vain, for the little man held her to her promise. At last, her tears softened him, and he said, "I will give you 3 days' grace, and if during that time you tell me my name, you shall keep your child." The Queen dispatched messengers all over the land to find out new names, and she lay awake all night. The next day, the little man came, and she began with all the long names she could remember. Timothy, Benjamin, Jeremiah. But to all of them, he said, "That's not my name." The Queen lay awake all night again thinking of names. The second day, she began with all the odd names she could think of. Bandy-legs, crookshanks, and so on. But the little man still said to every one of them, "That's not my name." For the third time, the Queen lay awake, and messengers were sent far and wide to search for the right name, but none succeeded, until one of them heard, "Merrily I dance and sing, tomorrow will a baby bring. Merrily I sing and shout, the name the Queen cannot find out. Rumpelstiltskin!" The Queen was overjoyed at the news, and when her little visitor asked, "Now, lady, what is my name?" she said, Is it Tom? Dick? Harry? Can your name be Rumpelstiltskin?" "Some witch told you that," said the little man. And he stamped his feet so hard that he stamped right through the floor in his rage at having all his trouble for nothing.